I think my kid's school lied about calling CPS rather than calling my husband to pick her up. Our daughter, 7, started school last month. I told the front office under no circumstance should they call me if something happens to her, especially Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. I work, and I am not allowed to have my phone on my person while working. They were told explicitly to call her father, who works overnight but is home all day as a result. I get to my lunch break today, and what do I find but 16 missed calls from the school? I assume she's been hospitalized or there's been an active shooter. Something horrible that warrants 16 calls to the parent they were told not to call. I call the school frantically before even looking at my voicemail and find that they called me because she threw up. Threw up? Blood? Nope. Regular throw up. But because I didn't answer, this woman considered it abandonment and made a call to CPS. I asked if they'd called my husband. Nope. Just me. And I didn't answer, which isn't allowed. I called him and he went to pick her up. There was a woman sitting with her in the nurse's office who was also there during orientation night, but she wasn't our kid's teacher or administration, so we didn't get introduced to her. As soon as my husband got there, she scurried off, and when he asked the woman at the front desk who she was, she reiterated that she had called someone about your wife abandoning your daughter. And told him if it happened again it would be a lot more serious, and we should consider making sure mom's always there when her kid needs her. There is no fucking way that a CPS agent is just hanging around this school at all times, and didn't bother to stick around to lecture a parent who abandoned their kid when they showed up. I think they lied because they don't like that dad is supposed to be their primary point of contact. I'm going to follow up with the principal when I've calmed down, of course, but what the actual fuck?
Relevant comment. Bajan Butikity. It is so crazy to me how innocent parents get picked on for this nonsense but children in actual danger get overlooked and ignored. It's enraging to me that this happened to OP. The level of weaponized incompetence displayed by the school is outrageous. I feel so bad for this family. Edit. This is not what CPS is for. If you don't mind, I can channel all of my inner Karen skills and write a dramatic letter and complaint on your behalf. Edit 2. Subject, serious issue, emergency call for, child's name. Dear administrator's name. I need to bring a serious error in your office's emergency protocol to your immediate attention. On date of incident, when the school could not reach me, the receptionist called CPS regarding my child's name, instead of calling her father's name, who is the clearly listed emergency contact. This was an unacceptable decision. Father's name was available and waiting for a call. Involving CPS is a severe action that causes immense stress and is reserved for situations where a child is in danger, not when a parent is temporarily unreachable. We provided emergency contacts for a reason. This mistake cannot happen again. I request that you immediately review this protocol with your staff and confirm that my child's contact information is correct and will be used going forward. Please contact me as soon as possible to discuss this. Thank you. Your name, parent of, child's name, your phone number.
Update. Hi everyone. First off, thanks for everyone for their supportive comments, especially Bajan Butikity for the email template. That was very nice, although I did start off by sending something less confrontational. To answer the most common questions. The school had documentation to call my husband or his mother ever since we enrolled there. I double-checked our computer portal with the school website and it's still listed that way, including that I can't be contacted for anything that might be time-sensitive. I cannot have my phone on my person while I'm working, period. My workplace has an automatic answering machine for public calls, so even if the school did call them I wouldn't get the message for probably another half hour at absolute best. Even then, I work about 30 to 40 minutes away if traffic is good. Yes, I am in a more traditional area, although it's never been too huge of a deal before besides having to commute to the city for work. This is not going to be the super dramatic update I'm sure a lot of people were hoping for. Sorry? First off, I did not jump straight to getting an attorney to threaten them. I did call and ask a local family law firm, and the person I spoke to told me if we did have to go as far as suing it would look better to try to exhaust options on my own before threatening legal action, but they would be happy to look over any communications between us and we could CC them on any emails, and asked me to get any information on the potential neglect/abandonment case I could while they looked into it as well. I started by sending a follow-up email to the principal and CC'd the superintendent and law person on it asking for confirmation that they had checked our file for who to call, more details on who exactly was spoken to at CPS, any case numbers, and the name of the person who was sitting alone with my sick daughter and did not speak to my husband or identify themselves. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, the principal was out of town for several days with some family emergency. After a day with no reply, the superintendent emailed me directly asking for more details, and I sent them an email outlining exactly what had happened from our perspective, screenshots from my phone, my husband's phone, and his mother's phone showing the phone calls and the lack of them. Monday, the principal finally got back to us and we got some answers. The woman sitting with our daughter was one of the school counselors, just not the one assigned to her. No one actually contacted CPS, there is no case open against us, that was just a straight-up lie. The woman who told me she had actually called the school's social worker, not CPS, who then sent the counselor to sit with her. Instead of, telling her that was ridiculous or going himself. The counselor claims she was under the impression that she was just keeping our daughter company until the parents arrived, since there was no nurse that day. But if that was the case, she should have at least said hello, right? And I'm not sure if he was supposed to tell me this, but apparently this is not the first time they've had issues with how she responds to fathers or male caregivers in general. Which I want to know, if that's the case, why didn't anyone do anything about it before? What the fuck? As of now, she's been suspended pending investigation. Obviously these aren't all of the details, but this is the gist of it. I'm sure a lot of people were hoping to hear I'd sued the school for defamation, harassment, threatening, whatever else, and gotten that stupid woman fired for being a misogynistic witch. But this is what we've got, lol.